other members, including Caroline Myers Zodua. Caroline, good morning.
Good morning, Sabo. How
And
you
how you
doing?
doing this morning?
I'm okay.
Okay. And Melody Misi. Melody, good morning.
Morning, Saba. Thank you for having us here.
Okay. And the man Kainan, the same way. Kainan, good morning.
Good morning. It's a pleasure coming back to the studio.
We got a full house in studio. Okay, so first of all, let me hear from the chair of the committee. Is it Melody?
So we have two chairs here.
Yes. First, yes. That's not the election commission chair. I want to hear first from the chair of the Congress committee. What's the responsibilities of your committee, first of all?
Okay. Every time I have the opportunity to speak on this subject, I like to reference the Constitution. So, Article 10 of our Constitution, it says the Congress Committee is responsible. In fact, the Congress is the highest decision-making body of the President of Liberia.
Okay.
And that body come together to discuss policy issues. One, review the operational and financial status of the union for the past 3 years and set a new policy direction for the next 3 years. And the Congress meets the second weekend of November. Yeah, and it is held for not more than a day, not less than a day, and not more than 3 days.
Okay.
Yeah. So, by virtue of that, this year Congress should have been the second weekend, which is the 10th, the 11th, and the 12th.
Okay.
And Congress is clamored by election. So, the Congress committee has subcommittees. And there are 3 main subcommittees of Congress. The first subcommittee is program and publicity. That committee is responsible to extend invitation to partners, members, publicize the activities of Congress. Then we have the accreditation and logistics committee that is responsible to accredit delegates for Congress and also to handle logistical issues. Then we have the subcommittee on elections and inauguration. That committee is responsible to screen delegates, candidates, and to accredit voters for the election, declare winners. Then the Financial and Operational Review Committee is responsible to review and appraise the financial and operational status of the union. So it is expected that on the first day of Congress, even though 7 days before Congress, the leadership will present an operational and financial report. That report goes to the Financial and Operational Review Committee to review and report to Congress on the second day. So basically, Congress is the overall body that supervises, that coordinates the entire Congress and ensure that it is successful. So we provide supervision and coordination over all the subcommittees.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We heard about your roles already. Let's hear from the president the chairman of the elections commission, Adewale Kekula. Just bring us up to speed with your responsibilities, please.
Well, so far, as we speak, all is set for Saturday. Elections are going to be held on Saturday in Bangabong County.
Okay.
And today, the final voter roll is going to be posted, published. It's going to be published at the union office, and it's going to be sent to an email chain that's being used so we can have as many people having it as possible. So if possible, some of our colleagues in print can have the opportunity to publish the roll also.
Okay, so you say all is set for Saturday.
It is.
Now, let me ask, if all is set for Saturday, like you just claimed, because there has been this whole concern about cleaning up the voter roll. Has that been done now?
Yes, the voter roll has been audited, okay? And this is, let's just give a synopsis of, so that we understand.
Yeah, surely.
Okay. So the membership committee gave us a listing, yeah. From that listing, after viewing it, we realized, and when we confronted them, they came to say yes, there were some issues with the numbering. So some of the numbers were, when they're supposed to be 10, for example, they actually say they're 6. So we ended up, the names turned out when we did the actual numbering, the names turned out to be 1,472.
1,000.
1,400. Yes.
Okay.
It turned out to be 1,472 names. Now, out of those 1,472 names, we did the audit, and then we realized that there were some members who did not meet the criteria for full membership, and they were on the listing. So they were removed. There were others who were full members, but by some omission or some error or something, they were not on the list at all.
Okay.
They were added back. And then there were members, after going through all the forms that we collected from the, what's it called?
Membership.
The membership, thank you, the membership committee. We realized that there were some journalists who met the criteria or even surpassed the criteria for full membership, but were given associate membership status.
Okay.
Those two were added back. And then finally, we had a group where their names are just duplicated. Say, for example, in one area you will see Ade Wede Kekule, and then further down you see A Wede Kekule. You know, so what we did, we realized, after realizing that some of the names sounded strangely familiar, similar, we called them individually. And they were able to confirm that, yes, I'm one and the same person. Some of them we had small errors in the words of the names are misspelled. But so far, and now, as of today, after the audit, we have a total of 1,426 names.
Instead of 1,472.
Yes.
Now, so are you optimistic? Maybe let me ask another member of the committee. We can answer this. Are you optimistic that you did a perfect work, a perfect job in cleaning up the lists, and there will be no issues again coming up?
Sabra will answer that question. The word, I don't want to use the word perfect.
Because
Yeah.
we're human beings.
Yes, and this was the same response that the membership committee gave when we were having the first hearing.
Okay.
And then it was interpreted differently, right? Now, there are humans who did the work. And this is one of the recommendations that we're going to offer to the new leadership whoever when we are making our final report. There has to be a way that we digitize our membership registration process.
Okay.
Yeah. So, having said that, I don't want to use the word perfect, but I think we did our best. Yes.
So,
Under my supervision, the committee did their best. Because like she said, the membership on October 10, they published, in keeping with the Constitution. I remember the email is here. It was the Secretary General who sent the email that the membership, with the approval of the leadership, were publishing the membership roll. And of that membership roll, full members were 1,372. All right. 274. So when we had prepared the elections guideline and was about to publish the preliminary voter roll, then we asked the membership committee, what is the total number of full members now? Because only 4 members can vote and be voted for. And they gave us a figure of 1,410. This is how we published 1,410. It was after the complaint from the Julius Canubas team. When that complaint came in, then when we were reviewing before we realized that I just said with the numbering, and then the other issues that came out in the how the vote went up to 1,472. And we realized that we cannot be dealing with an issue of 36 because when we published 1,410, the Judas Canova team raised the concern is, but you announced 1,372. 74, then how can you get 1,310? So there is an additional 36 that you need to account for. And the membership accounted that, oh, some people registered but their names were not on the list. Some people pay ahead of time but did not come to take the ID and all of that. So we had to go back. So now then you have a number of 1,472. That calls for alarm. So we decided no, we would take off our time, even though the complainants were not cooperating, but we will not publish until we do this work. And we worked overtime to get us to where we are today, to reduce that number to this. So
No.
I wouldn't want to say perfect, and I would not say there may not be issue because we are all different. There are different stakeholders in the process. You got all the candidates, they have their followers. We don't know who published today. We don't know what happened, but from our end, I think we've done a good job. And we are ready to proceed.
Now, maybe Melody could answer this one. Now, don't you think, all of you, I'm asking this question, all the wheelbarrows and controversies over voter roll and all of that, don't you think that would have been averted if at all you are just not taken from the PEL, the membership, listener it gives you, rather going further by doing your own due diligence?
Okay, so let me come in. As per the Constitution of the Press Union, it gives members the right to contest the preliminary listing that will be posted up by the membership.
Okay.
If the framers of the Constitution had in mind that there would have been no error at all, or there would have been no issues at all, they would have removed that phrase from the Constitution that said that gives each and every member the right to contest a membership listing that will be set up by the members, by the membership committee. So we wholeheartedly welcome the fact that journalists who felt that there was an issue with this membership role, remember it wasn't a voter role, it was the membership role. They felt that they had the authority to do contestation and the date, which we were happy about. So the fact that there is a window open for that opportunity and people went and absorbed that window, we're happy about that. So it also puts us in the, remember now, as elections committee members, our role is also to screen candidates and of course voters as well.
Surely.
So if there would have been no issues whatsoever with that membership role, we would not have done our jobs.
Okay.
So I feel I don't feel bad at all that we had to work extra, that we had to put in extra time for the union to be able to do this because the Constitution provides that. If a party, at this point it was a party in the elections that was contesting, we hold no issue with them because it is their right and we're happy that we've come to this point. The only issues that may have come around while we were doing the work is you cannot bring your complaint and say, hey, I have issues with, for example, Melody. She's not a full member of the press union. She's not qualified to be on the membership role. We say, okay, party A or party B, please come in and let's sit together and work this thing out. Seriously, we have no issues with you. We're happy that you're contesting because the Constitution, which is an umbrella over your head, gives you that room. But then you refuse to come to the process. So even if you do not come to the process, it's also incumbent upon us to go ahead and do that work that you have contested. So that is why we've been doing for the past 1, 2, 3 weeks, morning, afternoon, evening. We all have
Holidays.
our other work to do. Holidays, weekends, we've been working because whether they come or not, the party who complained, it is their right that we look into this because they've given an official complaint, which is their right.
Okay, so in case now, maybe Mr. Semwe can answer to this. In case the list is published today and there's still issues, what next? What are we going to do?
Well, Thank you. I thought the question should rather go to the election commission because
So
I'm
because
responsible
there's
for the program. But
elections,
I
there's
will talk
Congress.
to it because I'm part of it.
Yeah, yeah, we all of you part of
Yeah. So we
the
all
committee
we all-
overseeing
we-
things in the election.
We're all in a boat. But if the list is published today and people feel that they have concern with the list that have been published, they can come and raise an issue. I think it is their right. We can stop people from having issues with the list or with the voter roll. Because other than that, then you are denying them an opportunity to speak or to talk or to express themselves because they want to go into a process where they are satisfied to participate. We want to go into a process where everything is on course to ensure that the democratic process is taking place. So if they complain, I know the Constitution as of the PUL has listed processes and procedure about people who have issues or who have complaints when it comes to electoral processes like this. And we can go right back to the Constitution to see where or what can be done with respect to whatever complaints that will come. But like my colleagues have said, they have been, we've been working around the clock to ensure that these issues, those issues raised are resolved. There have been timeline. We've been working within the time frame of the Constitution. We feel that we've done our part. We've done our best. And just imagine after this cleaning up, the talking about audit, as our chairperson would say on the election, was done. They were even invited again on the 4th or 5th of November to come at the PUL headquarters where we normally do our meeting for us to finalize everything so that we can either show them what had been done. They didn't come, claiming in their response that they were not satisfied. They had a roadmap that they have given the election commission or Congress to follow rather than what is outlined by the Constitution, by the rule. And we thought that you can't be asking us to follow your roadmap rather than what is outlined by the Constitution, by the Election Commission. We can look into your complaints. We are ready to look into your complaints. We are ready to resolve the issues. But if you tell us, say, don't go Bannersville Junction before going to red light, but you should pass through Cinco before going to red light, then it becomes conflicting to finding the solution to the problem. And I think that has been probably one of the sticky issues along the way. They brought some list from an institution. We compare that with what have been published by the membership committee. We didn't create the membership rule. We didn't create the voter rule. The voter rule was turned over to us by the PUL.
Besides
the
that,
membership
I mean,
committee.
why it is true here
So-
that you didn't, I'm coming, why it is true
so-
that, why it is true that you didn't create the membership role, you are also on an obligation to do your own due diligence.
Of course, then that's what she explained. That's what they have explained. Yeah.
Okay,
So like you're saying, we're under obligation as responsible people, professional people, to do the due diligence to ensure that we have a very democratic, free, fair, transparent process. And that's what we continue to do, and that's what we will do.
Okay.
So, but-
So-
And
yes.
I just want
Yeah,
to
Madam
say
Chair.
thank you to some people. Okay, there were some names that were listed. The accusations were made. Okay, that they were not full members. Somewhere from Alternative Youth Radio, somewhere in Lofa. The guy who heads the AYR came to the union and we sat the listing name by name. He told us, yes, this person is a full member. They've been there for XYZ number of years. No, this person is not a full member. They've been there for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. So we were able to get that done. That's one, yeah. The second thing, like Kahina said, I don't know whether it's an issue of people not having or understanding clearly their TOR. When you're running a process, you don't tell the people who run the process how to run it. You cannot say this is it and you go by it. No. For me, I just read the cover page and I was done with it because I knew it was something.
You saw that there were attempts to maybe teleguard you or what?
Because it's an issue of not people not knowing the TOR, you know, as again, then you just withdraw from the process and volunteer to be part of the elections committee. Then you can bring that sort of a document. But you cannot be in the process and you tell people how to run it. And knowing full well that you are not the only party to this process. Yeah? There are others.
Okay.
So let me,
Okay.
can I
Yes, go ahead.
Yes,
can I
my
come-
SG can.
Yes, can I kindly expand on what due diligence is and how we've done due diligence? So there are two parties in the election. I mean, this election is a little bit, the window is small. We don't have 3, 4, 5 candidates
Yeah,
competing.
sure. Only two.
So there are two parties. One party brought in a complaint, very unhappy, according to them, with the membership,
And justified complaint.
with the membership role.
Justified?
What do you mean? Just
No,
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 ma'am, I'm
listen.
just asking. No, she
Listen.
said they brought in complaint, so I just wanted to ask.
Saba, the fact, I will say this again, the fact that the Constitution gives you room to contest the membership listing, it is your right as a journalist. And we respect that. If we didn't want people to ask questions, we shouldn't have accepted to work for the union.
Surely.
And I would like to clearly state, for free.
Okay.
So
Thank
we've
you.
been working for the union.
For free?
For free.
We'll go into that later on.
Yes, go into that.
Whenever the
please.
president call you to do something, do they pay you? They
No, I'm
don't.
just asking.
Yes, I just wanted to be clear.
Yes,
now.
go ahead.
But let me state and break down what due diligence is that we've done. So Party A, team Julius Kanumba brought in a complaint that they are not satisfied with the voter roll, down the voter roll, the membership roll, we should look into it, and they gave 4 points in the complaint. We looked at it and said, oh, great, fine, this is why we're here for. Let's work on this and see what we can do. We responded officially with an email to them and asking them to come. Because remember now, in as much as you have your window period to contest the membership listing, the Constitution also gives a time frame for that to happen. So you cannot just jump out today and say, I'm not satisfied, so I want to put the process on hold. So they came within that time frame, and then they gave the complaint. We asked them to please come a day or two after so that we can all sit and talk about this. They came in. When they came in, they brought a whole roadmap according to Mr. Kanuma's team, headed by Mr. Zabe. I can call names here now because we are giving the public the right information that you don't know. Now we've been behind the scene for 2-3 weeks. When they came in and they brought a whole roadmap and told us that they're not going to listen to us or honor whatever we say unless we go by their roadmap. Imagine that. So we said, oh, okay. Some of the things you're listing in here, they are not under our jurisdiction. For example, they want some independent experts to come and, be a part of the cleaning process. I mean, who are we? We're one committee who is working with our resources that we're trying to raise resources to do this work. So how can we go and hire people from outside to come and look at this voter roll? So some of the things they said in there, they were completely outside of our jurisdiction. So the meeting left, and we went out and we rescheduled another meeting. But the problem is, every time we ask their team to come back and let's sit and handle this issue,
They don't show up.
They don't show up.
Okay.
We will send official emails to them. We have had meetings that we've had attendance, and they will not come up. And this happened over, I think, 4 occasions. So if you want,
What do you think? Are they suspicious of your committee?
no, if you cannot be.
We are actually not
Let
the
me-
best
let me-
evidence, like
let
the
me-
lawyers will say. They are the
No,
ones
no,
to
I'm
say.
just asking whether they are suspicious.
But we are not
Because
the right people to answer
They
that
brought
question.
issues before you, and you invited them. They can show up.
And why you
Exactly.
don't show up?
Apparently,
That's the question that we should be asking. Show up and say, this is the issue we have. How can you fix this? If you don't fix this, and then this is what we're going to do. But they will never show up on 4 different occasions.
Okay.
How do you expect us to work with it like that? However, we still went into the complaint and worked on those issues that they raised. I mean, those ones that was in our jurisdiction. For example, cleaning the voter roll. One whole day.
Let me ask this question before you go further.
Please do.
Do we accept the voter roll now from the end of the committee as credible?
Caroline stated it earlier. We've worked almost 2-3 weeks.
So is
and
it credible now? That's
what
what I
we
want to
are
know.
putting
So
outside right now.
let me come in right now.
It
I
is.
can answer that question. I can
Okay, go
answer that
ahead.
question. Let me come in. The voter roll is credible.
It's credible.
Yeah.
You can beat your chest with that.
How do you want?
No, I'm just
How do you want this thing to
I'm
be
just
said?
asking whether it's credible.
First of all, it's going on our signature. So that means it's under it.
Okay.
Yes, because every communication or every document that comes from the election committee, I approve it. And I will not approve something that I know I can stand by. And I just want to add up to what Melody was saying.
Mhm.
Now you talk about whether the complaint they brought was justified,
Of course.
right? Yes, the complaint was justified. And nobody downplayed that complaint. Because I, for one, personally, I had the experience when I was serving as chair of the Grievance and Ethics Committee of FIJAL, and I knew the situation we went through with voter rule. And so when they filed their complaint, they gave their complaint, now the guidelines were published. And the guidelines had a day, there were 2 days for complaint and 1 day for resolution of complaints. And that day for the resolution of complaints were on Saturday. Judas Carnival team submitted their complaints Friday around 5 p.m. It was who name? Edwin Clark called me that we have a complaint at the union. And looking at the time, I said, screenshot the complaint. And in the last paragraph of their complaint, they said, we call for appropriate and timely action regarding our concerns. And so I called the election committee and told them, you attach utmost importance to this complaint. So they were communicated with, can we meet tomorrow? The day to settle resolution. They said they were going to Bangabon County. Okay, can we do it on Sunday? They said Sunday was family day. Okay, we meet on Monday. On Monday when they came, they said, even though the hearing was administrative, it had legal implication, therefore they needed legal advice and to be represented by a lawyer. Therefore, they needed 3 additional days to prepare themselves. Okay, the committee didn't want to give them that. Initially, the committee said we'll give you 1 day. Following discussion, the committee agreed we'll give you 2 days. You'll come on Wednesday at 12 noon. They said no, they needed additional 2 hours.
Okay.
So they wanted to appear Wednesday at 2 p.m. Then the committee said no. We've given you 2 days to go.
Outside of the timetable.
On the Wednesday, we were supposed to meet at 12. We did not start the hearing until almost 2 o'clock because they were not ready. So they were represented by one Wowe, one Anthony Alon, Wewo. And they presented issues going from one article to the other, one article to the other, one article to the other.
Completely
Not
different
linked
from
with
the complaint that they brought.
Not linked with the complaint. So each time they do it, when the chair try to, that as is in any courtroom, when your lawyer is presenting, the judge can interrupt you and ask questions. Whenever that is done, they will disrupt the process, and then we'll go maybe about 20 minutes. We'll have to calm them down. Then we ask, how many minutes you want? They said we want 15 minutes. At the end of the 15 minutes, it's a disruption. So for like almost 2 hours, just listening to them. When the membership committee had to respond because the allegation was against the membership committee. The membership committee was asked, how many minutes do you want? The membership said 20 minutes. The lawyer said, no, you can't give the membership committee 20 minutes. You got almost 2 hours. Why you say you don't want the membership committee to have 20 minutes? The membership committee in a response said, we are all humans and we did this work. There's a likelihood and there's possibility that somebody may go through the process we didn't know. So if there are issues, this is the right forum. Let's discuss. Let's solve the problem. And so what that we came to a resolution. We agreed that yes, there is a need to clean the road.
Okay.
The 2 sides agree on a date because it was not for the census election was the 10th. So can we start immediately? That was the back and forth. The Judas Carnival team said, no, we're not prepared to start because we left for us to say tonight, let's start. They said, no, we're not prepared. But at the same time, we needed to contact all the other candidates. Because if I come and say Sober George is not qualified to vote, election committee, please take Sober George's name from on the list. The burden of proof is on me. But at the same time, you are supposed to give you due process before removing your name. So it's not the Judah Carnival team was the only stakeholder now. There were other people now, those who were accused, those whose names were being recommended to be omitted. There were all stakeholders that needed to be involved.
Okay, so let me take all of you now into the Constitution.
Sober, 2 minutes. Because a lot of misinformation, because we need to lay this place. While having that conversation, they went to the media and have a press conference while we're in a room, right there. and said the membership committee admitted to fraud. Their complaints were on irregularity. They said the membership committee admitted to fraud and asked for forgiveness. And the chair of the membership committee got into a fist fight with somebody.
Not true.
It was in the news. So we had a consultative meeting. We invited them. They came to the meeting. They talked about fair play. They talked about credibility and all of that. We welcomed them, and I raised this issue with them. Raymond Sabe apologized on behalf of his team and said they would stop providing misinformation. And we agreed. We said that's how we want to proceed.
Okay.
2 days after, they were on the radio again, and
More
with
misinformation.
more misinformation. Congress committee published voter roll. Election committee, they are biased. They are not credible, and all of that. They went in the roadmap. The important thing to note about the roadmap: people make recommendations. They are not binding. So you can say, and that is the problem we have in our country. We have in our homes. Myself, when I say this, it should be final. So you write, you say, this is my recommendation. They say, if you don't go by my recommendation, I will not come.
So let me just ask you 1 minute. Why did you decide to, maybe in another word, circumvent what they were recommending?
What do you mean when you say?
I mean,
What's the- what-
Why did you decide?
Circumvent is not the word.
I come here.
Circumvent
Why
is
did
not the right
you,
word.
let me come back. Why did you decide to go contrary to what they recommended?
Because there are
Go
rules.
contrary?
No, I'm asking.
Even go
One
contrary.
minute.
Did we
One
even go
minute.
contrary? But we didn't.
1 minute. One. The
No,
roadmap.
Madam Chair,
Hello?
I'm asking my question.
Hello,
Why did
Go
you-
ahead, go ahead,
1
Sabo.
minute. 1 minute. I said recommendations are not binding.
The question I
1
asked,
minute. 1
why
minute.
did
you
you decide?
submit? You submit a case. The case is being heard. The case has not come to a logical conclusion. While the case is being heard, you come and you
Tell
say,
the
let's do this. The judge should go by this. And the Constitution, I agree that the recommendations are good. This aggregate
So
by
if they were
position
good
something.
now,
but
I'm coming.
we
If
need
they
to
were
go
good-
to Congress,
Caroline,
let the, in the minds of the framers of the
Caroline,
Constitution.
if they were good, like you said in your words, why did you decide to go contrary to them?
How did
Or
we
why
do
did
we
you-
have
contrary?
really look at him.
Why
We
did
have
you-
established
We're
that
contrary.
it's contrary.
We did not go contrary.
At
That's the
what
point.
point?
Why did
No,
you
That's the
do?
point.
Why did you do? Yeah, why
At
did
what
you do?
point do you think we went contrary? Because
Because you already
explained
concluding
here
that we
means
went contrary.
that we
No,
went
I'm
contrary.
asking
No,
because
you
said-
already concluded
You said that
at
they
what
were
point?
good.
You
I'm
are
not-
concluding.
Please don't
No,
brand me
you
now.
are. Sabo.
But I'm sure
You
you
At
are.
don't
what
brand
point do
me.
you think we
I'm
went contrary?
asking the
Yeah.
question, why did you
Article
decide?
10, Section 7 of the PL Constitution will answer that question.
At what
All
So
right,
you
point?
got it right before
please
you
say that
so you-
for us.
No, please just read it. You said it right
Okay, let me
before.
take you into constitutional issues.
If we are providing the facts here and you still
So-
think
so-
that we
no,
went
no,
contrary,
no,
that's
no,
a
no,
issue.
no, no,
That's
I'm
a
not-
serious
listen,
issue.
listen.
How
You
can
see-
we
you
explain
see,
all of these and you say we'll go
The
contrary? How?
people are, people
How?
are listening to
How?
us.
They agree.
And I'm under obligation to ask a
Saba.
question that people want to
Yeah,
ask.
but let me fact
Okay, let me ask you a
live-
question.
yes,
we
Let me
can
put it this
live-
way.
we can live
Please,
premise that
Caroline,
we
Caroline,
just said
Caroline.
Let me break this
Caroline.
that we're
question
not
down.
able to
Mr. George.
continue.
Let-
So when Daniel team come and say, okay, this is our roadmap, then
They
we
were
follow
supposed to take
it.
it too.
Then Beatrice come and say, this is our the roadmap. Then we
Everybody
take
come with
Beatrice roadmap. Then Reporters Association come and say, this is our
Let me go
roadmap.
into this quickly, please. Let me go into this. And then later on, I'm sure because the lines are trying to blink now, later on I'll open the lines. So, Madam Chair of the Commission, please, I hope you don't brand me here.
I'm not
trying-
branding you.
I'm trying to ask you a
I'm not
question.
branding you, Sabo. We're
okay.
still friends.
So that's
We're
good. Yeah,
still
we are
being
good
interested
friends.
in
We are
you
good
clearly say
friends.
how we went contrary.
Because
Because
that,
that's
yes,
information
let's
that
go
we
into
already
this.
talked about.
you're already
Please.
concluding that we went contrary. So we just want some
No,
clarity as to how we went
I
contrary.
did ask.
How?
According to Caroline, she said their recommendations were all good recommendations. So I asked, why didn't you
If
honor
you
them?
ask that question,
Why
tell
did
them
you
before
honor them?
Caroline talk about
Okay, let's go
no.
into this, please.
No,
Let's
let's
go.
get that.
Because-
Let's get
because-
that.
Because
You
she
get-
said,
you-
like she
This
just
is
said,
wrong.
like less than 30 seconds ago, if John Brown brings his
Recommendations are
and you
not
take
binding.
it, besides them being binding, if Saba brings his, I take them. DK brings his, I take them. She Melody brings hers, I take. Which ones are we
No,
going to
the
listen to?
thing
Let-
is,
let-
I
besides-
would- Madam Chair,
besides-
Madam
besides-
Chair,
besides-
Madam
besides-
Chair,
1 minute,
my
Saba,
question
1
follows.
minute, just
That's
1
fine.
minute, just a second. You know, we are not children, okay? We have reputations to protect. The union did not just decide to up and ask us to be members of this committee. It's because they knew we would perform. They trusted our ability to perform and perform to the fullest. Okay, so for people to start saying we're doing this and we're doing that and spreading all kind of rumors
Okay,
and lies,
please, I
it's
got a few questions.
simply
Please.
not fair. Go ahead.
I'll be opening the lines very soon, but I
Go
just want
ahead.
to take you into the.
Go ahead.
Seriously, if you and
Go
myself were
ahead.
here together, I would have allowed you to establish where we were contrary.
No, he
If
still
you
will
want-
establish. He
a
will
question.
establish.
Can
No,
you-
no, no, no,
can
we
you-
did- we
Can you
have
agree?
Saba,
Saba,
You're
I'm
not-
happy that you are a journalist and we
I
all
know,
are as well.
all of
I
us
was
are
asking
journalists.
a question.
Mr. Saba George, sir, can you agree to us that what you said wasn't right? We never went
On
contrary.
what grounds?
No.
So how
This
did
is
we
not
go
right.
contrary? How?
How did we go
You
contrary?
please allow me learn. Let me
Okay,
learn.
please learn.
Please, how?
Caroline, in her expose, she said.
After you ask the question repeatedly.
Oh, you said it again? You
No,
don't
but
want
the
to
thing
learn?
is, the thing
Okay,
is,
let's
let me
let
to
those-
the-
no, let those men explain.
that you already have a
Saba
mindset.
explain how.
Okay,
Fine.
now, let I come, please. What will we be doing on the Congress Day, madam? Let me ask you, Caroline.
Okay, the fact that you want to move on means that there was nothing contrary. We accept. Since
No,
we
no, no,
cannot
no, no.
state it,
No, no, no.
there is
Up to
nothing
now-
contrary. We accept.
No, I
Let's
can't.
proceed.
No, I didn't accept
We can now
anything, please.
proceed.
Please go ahead, Caroline.
We
Go ahead,
accept.
Caroline.
Thank you. Let's move
So
on.
like the other question.
What will be happening on the Congress Day?
We'll be eating
Okay,
and having
let me-
speeches.
let me-
We want to know what will be happening. What are those financial stuff that you'll be presenting to us?
No,
Financial stuff. Seriously?
let me
There'll be no
explain.
financial report
Congress-
made
But it's not the job of Congress to
Cannot
make.
Congress
by the
supposed to
chief,
submit financial?
but no, I'm asking.
Congress not supposed to submit financial report. What would you want
No,
financial
you're not
report
going to submit, but will there be a financial report presented on that day?
Yes, the days
You
are
are
broken
planning
down.
that.
Again, you just need to refer to that constitution right before you
I think we need
come
to
and give
read
you all that
I mean,
information.
that's
So I will
Question.
I will turn it over to DK.
Fine.
He will
We
give
want to
a
know what will be
detail.
happening. Fine.
He want to give a detail, but the first day, the opening session will be characterized by speeches,
Okay.
goodwill messages, keynote address from the resident coordinator of the United Nations, and then we expect goodwill messages, and that will be followed by 2 panel discussions.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're looking at the media freedom 2023 elections. And interestingly, one of the subtopics that we'll be discussing, because the overall theme for this year Congress is enabling an enduring environment for media freedom and democratic elections, issues and roadmap. So the first panel discussion is on the role of the media in de-escalating potential conflict during the 2023 elections. Interestingly, when we are not able to de-escalate our own conflict, our
Thank
own
you.
elections, I don't know how we're going to manage the 2023 elections. Then the second panel focuses on the upholding ethical and professional standards during the 2023 elections.
Okay.
Yeah, so following the panel discussion, the opening session, then we'll go into business. And the first order of business is to establish the operational and financial review committee. Then the leadership will present the 3 years financial and operational.
But the question I asked, then the chair wants to take issue.
No,
Will there be financial
that's not
report
the
be done on that
question
day?
you asked.
No,
That
Madam Chair,
was not the question
let's leave
you
that.
asked. That was not the question
Let's
you
leave that.
asked.
Let's
No,
leave
no,
that.
we're
Madam
not leaving
Chair,
because that's not the
because
question.
no,
You
but
asked the
you cannot take
question
issue.
about the
I
Congress
asked,
making
no,
report.
no.
It's
I
not the
didn't
Congress
say,
that gonna
no.
make
Then
report.
you didn't get
Saba,
me.
we
No,
just-
I
you
just
didn't get
said,
yourself,
I
Saba.
asked
You didn't
question.
get yourself.
I asked
Because
question.
you
With
insisted
a
that it was
financial
the Congress
report.
that was making a financial
No.
report.
I
It's
didn't
not
say that.
Congress.
Madam Chair, already you try to brand me. So
No,
you try to brand me. So
and you are trying to
Okay, so I'll be opening the last very shortly. I'll be opening the last very shortly.
Yeah,
Saba,
I understand.
I
Understand where you come from,
position
Saba. So no
is-
problem.
What position again?
No,
Some
you
people,
know the
hey,
position,
yeah.
Saba.
Hey,
No,
yeah.
Saba,
Okay,
when
you're
I
listening
say
to the
1
Super Money
minute,
Show. I come here.
1 minute.
No, I come in.
Saba,
You're
just-
listening to the
I
Super
thought DK
Money
was going to
Show.
be the one
Right there on your
singing in the first place. DK, please continue.
99.9 and other frequencies across Liberia. I don't know. But very shortly,
You
I'll
will
open it. I asked my question there, one break me. I don't know. So let's hear from you, Kanyinan.
So,
I can open the lines quickly.
The chairperson has already outlined some of the key issues that will be discussed, especially on the first day. And discussions will continue on the second day, where we'll be having a couple of presentations.
Okay.
The one will be transforming the National Media Council to the Independent Media Commission. So we want to move from that he keeps pressing, to an independent media commission that will be able to handle media disputes among ourselves, even with the public. Then the next one will be a report from the Financial and Operational Review Committee. That is after the leadership had given a financial report on the first day, a committee is set up as per the Constitution to review that, and will come back to Congress with the report with the findings, suggestion, or what the recommendations, and there will be a general adoption, general discussion, and adoption of that particular report that will be released by the leadership. And then we move to the adoption and resolution of Congress, and then electoral debate. That is the second day. So the second day we end with the debate between the two candidates. We now have two candidates. And then day 3, which will be on the 19th, we start good with breakfast, and then pull it open, and then
which is Saturday.
Yes, Saturday.
Okay. So
Counting
let's.
of the battle, and then presentation of certificates to the winner.
Okay, so listeners, I'm sure you've been listening to the program. We understand, if I wanted to think that we've gathered here this morning, that our whole voter roll is credible. So you can put your calls now on 0776 540 987, or better still, 0880 514-096. So how we do it is that you put in your call, they answered before we take the next calls. I will ask for additional time from management. I'm hoping that the management can.
Thank you, Sawa.
No, you don't have to thank me.
Just very nice. Thank you for being a very nice
You are
friend.
darling,
But
Sawa.
You don't have to
I
thank me. You don't have to thank me.
I just want
You
to
are
add
a darling,
something
Sawa.
that we kind of left out. To make the process, in efforts to make the process more credible, we decided to approach the Elections Commission, the National Elections Commission,
Okay.
asking for technical support. In response to that letter, they seconded 2 persons that are going to basically spearhead the process. Say, because we're going to start preparing by Friday evening into Saturday morning. So they are going to be the ones actually guiding us as to how we do things, so that
The National Elections Commission.
so that we ensure that people have their right. People are free to exercise their franchise. And we've asked each member, each candidate, to present the names of 2 observers. The proposal was made for 1, but then we counter it because we're like, okay, we want this situation where at any point in time, you will have at least 1 observer while pool is going on, because I may have to use the restroom.
Okay.
I'm tired, I need to stretch, and all those sort of things.
Okay.
So I just wanted to make that.
Okay, let me open the lines quickly because the lines are blinking. There are many who want to call. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Zaba.
Yeah, let's hear from you quickly.
Thank you so much. This is F. Lauren, but we're calling you from Lower California District, and specifically, let me say hi to the studio guests.
Thank you. Hi, Lawrence.
Why done? But while we're looking at the election, they should be fair to the electoral people. My question is, those journalists that is Lower County, are they taking part? If they are taking part, how many of them live from Korea so that we can be informed on the election? Thank you so much.
Okay, so anybody wants to answer that question?
Of course, all journalists in the country, once you are registered with the Press Union of Liberia and you are a full member, you are eligible to vote. However, even if you're an associate member, you don't meet the criteria for full membership, you are also supposed to be a part of Congress, because Congress is not, election is not a Congress. We're going to have other meaningful discussions that will encourage all members of the Press Union to be here.
Okay. Let me take this other caller quickly. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Edwin Clark, okay, let's hear from you.
Thank you very much. I beg that you give me a bit of time because there was a series of allegations made. It's a need to provide substantive clarity.
Yeah, you got a mini plus, please. Go ahead.
Thank you. We have 3 individuals on the radio. The first start with Adi Wedekakuda as chairperson. First of all, the people then are very, very much conflicted. Because of the conflicted attitude, they are resisting whatever we suggested. That's it. Let me get them clear now. Adi Wedekakuda, you're telling us today that you have audited the list after you told us that that does not fall under your purview. You were right. And you describe our document as a crap. Describe our document as a trash, as a the way forward. He didn't live up to that. They come this talk about what unfolded during the meeting. No. Your approach during the meeting was very arrogant. We had a wedding Kakula. Your big sister will expose anything today. You were very arrogant in the meeting. You insulted your own professional body or lawyer. Get on one clear. Secondly, on the issue of the Congress committee participation, and Carolina Mary, my sister, you have said all kind of things about us, but you fail to realize we have your text messages calling up for the way forward. Whatever reason why you have continued to call up for the way forward, is that a reason? After you have come on radio and say a lot of things, we have your text messages every day you calling up the way forward. Gentlemen, let's read Article 7 of the Constitution, Article 10 of the Constitution of the period. This is what they don't want to do. You cannot go to an election with 1,400 plus names. We don't know them. You're going to speak, you got names, for the male, female. This one got this aggregated list. The Constitution says, John Brown for Radio Koga, your name should be there, we should know you. Mary Paul for EFBC, your name should be there, we should know you. The liquid pay, due pay member, we should know you. The green level 1,400, they say, John Brown, Mary Paul, female, they want to go to election on that? That's fraud. You took the issue of irregularity. Martelly said the list is the capital of enforcement activities. What does irregularity lead to? It leads to fraud. So you take that into account. You should come to radio and pressure parties to be in your favor when you people are all conflicted.
Okay. Many thanks. You
Okay.
respond?
Can I respond?
Yeah, because before we
First,
take the next
he's
call,
saying-
that
he's
you
saying,
respond, yeah.
Thank as God will have it, the letter is here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? He is saying that I lied and said that cleaning the road was not part of our purview.
Lies, yeah.
If cleaning the road was not part of our purview, I didn't see the need, like Melo said, to put up a provisional voter roll. It's just simple English. That is the essence of the provisional roll. So it becomes part of our responsibility. What he said, was not within our purview,
Calling
was bringing in a panel of experts from Honolulu. That was what we told him was not within our purview.
Okay.
The second thing he said, I was arrogant. Arrogant how? You bring in a lawyer who decides to override
everybody.
everything, insult everybody, bring in completely different allegations from what you complained the first time, and shouting all over the place, and then you say, I insulted him. I'm sorry, Edwin, I didn't know you could lie, but it's very, very unfortunate that you will come to this radio and say I lied. And we were so many in our place.
Okay, so let's Caroline respond to us.
Yes, resisting what we recommended. So it comes back to.
Though you
points-
said they were
the
good, all
points.
recommendations.
No,
but
when
you-
I said good, fine. Section Article 10 on Congress. Section 7. The set of membership committee with the approval of the PUL leadership shall publish in not less than 2 local dailies, register members of the union not later than 30 days before Congress. List of all registered members of the union shall be disaggregated into categories of membership, males and females, due paying and non-due paying, delinquent members, editors, reporters, etc. Interestingly, Sober, I'm one of the framers of this constitution. Good. So the recommendation that they interestingly,
And the
they
list
say
is decent,
all,
getting into that
they
already.
say all registered members. Election voter roll is different from membership roll. Because voter roll only include full members, journalists. Membership roll include full members, associate, affiliate, institutional member. So it is this aggregation. And all in PUL history, we have been voting on your name, your sex. Now, you are calling on that we should disaggregate by position and sex the voter roll, which is good. But let's go to Congress. That's why I'm saying some of the recommendations. Let's go to Congress and say, going forward,
Because the current
the
constitution does
Constitution
not call for
does
that.
not say how voter roll should be disaggregated.
It doesn't.
Secondly, the second recommendation was on the independent panel. Bring the National Civil Society Council, bring the Reporters Association, bring FIJA, all of them. Sober, that one, that's where I disagree.
How?
And I disagree on grounds that you can be in a house. your two
Did
children.
they have any financial implication?
I don't know.
If
And
I
I
don't
don't
know,
know
I'm
what
just
they
asking
want.
you.
I don't
If
want
you
to
say
go there.
disagree, I'm asking you.
But let me
whether
state
it
my
had- Did they have any
let me
financial?
state-
You gave her a break
Let
to
me
state
state
her
my
disagreement.
disagreement. Then you ask
Thank
me
you.
that question. Yeah. My point is, Fija. Everybody in Fija has voting rights.
Are there enough journalists as well?
Everybody in Reporters Association have voting rights. They are journalists. Okay, the independent person is the National Civil Society Council. And my take was, and this is why I didn't say you will text or you call us. That what I've been called. I have always said, but my community members will get first with me. I say we will not go low when they go low. Let always try to maintain them and
So you've
bring
been
them to
texting
the
them
table.
quietly and
No,
secretly?
not secretly.
Oh,
I've
okay.
been, even when we're
Okay, let's take this caller. I think you already made
Yeah.
a point.
He's
Sorry,
Let's take this
also
caller.
alleging-
Good morning.
also
alleging that
Good morning.
we're supposed to know all the journalists.
Good morning,
Seriously?
please. Let's
Are we
listen to the
supposed to know all
caller.
the journalists
Let's
in this
listen to the
country?
caller, please. Good morning.
The joint committees on Congress and elections, they are not doing justice to the process. They are not being fair
What's this, first of all?
to the process.
Who are you?
You heard
Hello?
Titus Super.
Okay.
This is Titus Super.
Okay.
I was part of the team from Julius Kanuba that was part of the first hearing with our lawyer. Like you heard Clark mention, right? Those ladies who are on the commission, beginning with the elections chair, Melody Muzi, Caroline Myers, the rest of them, they are conflicted. They are not only conflicted, they are emotionally charged. Just from the studio right there, right in that studio, you can tell that they are emotional outbursts very bad.
But we're
The only
laughing.
person who was not in that meeting that is on the show that I respect is Kahina Singh.
Oh, so you don't respect.
We don't even need your
Please,
It's not going to put food on our table. Whether you respect us or not, it's not going to put food on anybody's
The
table.
caller is on the line.
That's a non-issue.
Madam,
But you are saying that and she's insulting. No. Those of us, he's insulting us and you're saying nothing. No.
he said I don't respect them.
That's
It's not an
insult.
insult. No,
Where is
listen.
it?
We are there.
Where is it?
We are there.
Where is
Please,
it?
let's give the caller the time to speak.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead,
Okay,
yeah.
we agree.
Go ahead.
Don't respect us.
Those ladies, I want to restate, no matter how they make noise, they can make noise in part
You see?
Oh, Tatas with me, my brother.
Elections Commission, and then you got emotional outbursts. It's unprofessional.
How?
Seriously?
The hired woman, the other wedding woman, they're not correct. They are damaging the president's image.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Okay.
So we're supposed to answer, right? Answer every call.
We're supposed to
Right?
respond.
No, please. I will say you should answer the answer.
Exactly.
You don't want to get
We have the right to respond to the call.
Oh, you've not said.
Go ahead.
They are being rude. They are not
Oh, and you see?
No.
Go ahead.
Now he's
Many
not
things. Many
insulting.
things.
No,
Many
he's
things.
still not
Okay.
insulting, right?
No, we can't keep you on the line now.
No, but he's still
I know
not
why I'm
insulting.
talking. I know why I'm talking off the
He's
line.
saying you're being
Okay.
rude.
No, but
He's still not insulting,
I say you
right?
got to.
He's still not insulting,
Go ahead, go ahead.
right?
Okay, let me
Go
just
ahead.
come in.
Seriously.
I am glad that Edwin Clark, who is a really long time colleague and brother, agreed that Caroline has been engaging them and asking them on way forward. I'm happy he stated that. What has been his response? In those engagements, we've been CC copied. So it wasn't a secret engagement. She would send text and then she would send official email. They've not responded to any of this. They've never showed up. So I'm happy that he said that.
Okay.
And again, let me come to Titus. Titus, we love you. You are our colleague. However, you cannot want to tarnish people's hard-earned reputation. We've had 15 to 20 years in journalism. And all of us know how we all went to school. You cannot want to tarnish people's reputation for nothing and come up with a lot of lies. You see, they're emotional today because it's been 3 weeks of misinformation. It's just one time we've come here to say the truth, and every one of them shaking.
Okay, so let's take this caller, please.
And
Good morning.
Okay, let's take
Morning,
the caller.
Sabo, how are you? Steve, how are you?
I'm okay.
This is Ishmael Azik James Frank calling Emory that will join you from Buya, Nova County, Liberia. Yes, people, actually, the children this morning, they are somehow emotional. Please let them calm down. They are saying something to the point, but they are somehow so emotional this morning. You know, actually, we're not getting them better.
Okay, many thanks.
Secondly, we are from Lupa County. And the journalists from Lupa County are part of this election.
Yes, they did say. They did say. Let's take this call on the line. Good morning. Good morning.
Morning, Sabo.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, this is Nicholas Andrews.
Okay.
That's also there. Why different people?
How can you say that also there?
But you know,
But
How
the
can you
people
say
are
that, Caroline?
Yeah, but the people that were
You
in
can say
the
that.
hearing.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's different people.
Try and hide your side, Sabo.
But which side you see?
so
No, for me, they're not side.
No, but no.
They're
But
not side.
why the colors will call you say that so there? You can
It's
do
so
that.
obvious. Look
Go
at
ahead.
it
Go
there.
ahead.
So, well, thank you very much for taking me. You see, this CEO who called the president of Liberia is not for one individual, it's not for one group of people. Look, let me say, the election committee chair, Anthony, Adewale Tekula, you are a lawyer, for God's sake. You are a lawyer, for God's sake. There is a voter roll that we have previously, right? I think either in 2013, right? That you, you were already veritas. That list was disaggregated. Your name is only as employee for Radio Veritas. You voted as an employee for Radio Veritas. It was a disaggregated list. I didn't want to get a lawyer. And you said in the street, you said you had never voted on a disaggregated list before a year.
When did I
I'm
say that?
disappointed.
When did I ever say that?
Is very clear.
I did never said that, you see?
Disaggregated list. Then you as a lawyer who is sitting over election committee will know who is voting. You need to present a credible voter roll.
Okay. Okay, you made your point. Let me take Kota Dua before Novia can respond. Good morning, Kota.
So how you doing this morning?
I'm okay.
Mama, what you giving us a hat for? It give you a committee tough side. But on a serious note, if we were to, for example, decide we want to postpone these elections 100 times, only journalists are going to head this particular Congress committee. We need to know that. And if individuals are coming up to decide today that we do not trust, the Congress committee, who are you going to trust? Do you think we are going to America to bring people to conduct these elections? It's going to be ourselves. And let's remember that what we are saying today, we do not trust the few people who are on Congress. We are talking about elections. And this is going to reflect the entire media of the Republic of Liberia. People don't have to be emotional about things. No matter what we do, one person at the end of the day is going to win, and that is going to be the president of the president of Liberia. We need to know this.
Okay.
So that's what I can say.
Many thanks. Let's take this call. We'll take on two more calls. We'll wrap it up. Good morning.
Who you taking this time, Ramos?
My name is Mark Kula joining from.
Do I have Ramos Zawi number? But Melody, why you come here and attack me here?
To the point.
Yes, go ahead.
This morning, to the point. It's very, very easier to identify the arrogance in the voice strain of Mr. Clark and Dr. Super this morning. That shows that they are very arrogant to this particular Congress committee. But I want to appreciate the Congress committee for coming up this morning to speak the truth to the consciences of journalists in this country. We have been consuming mixed information for so long. So they are coming to ELBC this morning. It's beneficiary to we that are following this process and we that are elected to this particular process.
Okay.
So thank you so much for providing them the atmosphere.
Okay, let me take this last caller, please. Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, Romeo Tadaba joining you from Foya District of Israel, Lopa County. Thank you ever so much for your studio guest. For the president of Liberia, who gave them a great impact that they are doing on the media this morning.
Okay.
What we need is that, all in all, one person will win the election.
Okay, you made a point of the one person will win the election. Let me take this caller quickly. The last caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. George.
Good morning,
This is Angel Malema Morris, Deputy Campaign Spokesperson, Team Kanumba PA Election 2022.
Okay.
Yeah, so my contribution this morning is really short. I just want to, talk to the Elections Commission right there in the studio with you. Thanks to them for the job done. But I think the process should be clean void of emotions. And if anything awful happens in this election, they will definitely be blamed. What I have observed over the past time, because I have actually been opportune to sit in few of the hearings, the posture of the commission has actually not been friendly. I know everybody has their side that they are supporting, but at least the two parties should feel safe. The Kanumba team should feel safe. The Daniels team should also feel safe. So that's just my contribution.
Okay.
it has not been like that. They have always, put up this posture of being an anti to the cannabis thing.
Okay.
Which is quite not really, really nice.
Okay.
Emotions should be dropped, even though they are ladies, but then this thing should be highly professional.
Okay, many thanks. We really appreciate your time. Okay, let's go to the chair of the commission quickly to respond if you want to respond and give her a parting comment. We don't have time.
Okay, the first thing is that I'm sorry I had to go out to answer a call. Yes, it's on. Or it should be on. I had to go out to answer an urgent call, so I didn't hear what somebody said. They said somebody said I said. I just came in and heard Melody saying, "Oh, I didn't say
I can
that."
tell you,
Yes,
Mr. Nikas Andrew said that you've never ever voted on a disaggregated press union list rule, and that's why he said for everything.
As a lawyer,
So I knew
Judge Wendy always says, "Don't say the person is lying." So I would say what he's saying.
You got a
is
few seconds to
far from the
respond,
truth. No, but Sabo, please, we agree that you've already been nice. You've been very magnanimous to give us some additional
I'm not going to be
So I
nice
think
over and over.
No, I know, but I think this is bordering on our reputation for
Yes, you
doing
got a few
something
seconds
that
to
we think.
respond.
No, you asked me to respond and then give my last words. Okay, so by going about, this is something that we did because of the interest of the union. It's not that because we're less busy or we don't have things to do. We've put in far more time than we bargained for. My colleagues are here many days. I threatened to walk away from the process because I was just too. It got to the point where I was really fed up. Because, I can complain to you, and then you tell me, come, let's talk, and I'm nowhere around. And then you sit there.
You said that over and over again. Just give us a parting comment.
No, but these are my parting comments.
Yes, I think
These are my parting
so
comments.
you concluded now, right?
No, I've not concluded. The process has come this far. Elections will go on Saturday. Whatever wants to happen, people can do whatever they want to do. They have the right. But let us also remember that this is an institution that the Daniel, the Julius say they want to run or they want to lead, whatever way they call it. Yeah? So if they're making comments and remarks and insinuations, they should remember that this is the same institution I want to lead. So
Okay.
they have to be careful. No, I'm not done, please. The second thing is that there have been so many threats. We would do this, we would do that. People can go ahead and do this, people can go ahead and do that. You can go ahead and do anything. If you've been to the Temple of Justice, you see. As soon as you enter the Temple of Justice, you see Lady Justice standing there on her pedestal. Yes, she has things in her hands, but what really I really love about Lady Justice is that she has this fake veil on her face. Okay, she's blind. So if I go to complain, DK, it doesn't mean that I'm right because I'm the first to go and complain DK. So for me, I think this hauling and pulling and telling lies and insulting people is not going to take anybody anywhere.
Okay. I think I've given you sufficient time to respond, right?
I want to close to say thank you so far for the process, for your audience, and it's very well appreciated.
Carolyn
You
will
got
be
food.
the- Carolyn will be the last.
She's
for
the
whole
head for the
committee.
Congress.
So
You got just few seconds, please.
Man.
I got
Why?
1 minute, I know. So, but thank you very much for hosting us. It's always a good thing to come and give your side of the story so people understand exactly what it is. I'm happy that we've come, and people who are bringing open mind to the process will understand exactly all of the internal, processes that we've told our colleagues to resolve, and they intentionally refused. What I also want to say is that we will remain colleagues. We take nothing against anyone who wants to insult us. That is fine. There's a tendency when women are leading, there is this intimidation, tactics that men will bring in out of that. So whenever you get the same reaction that you gave, people term you as, oh,
The
she's
emotion, she's
rude.
too
I think I differ with that
She's
strongly.
annoying. No, I'm not done. So please give me my last second.
No, you
And
said
she's
men
rude.
often
She's
intimidate women.
emotional.
I differ with that.
No, it is a
If you
reality.
were in any of those meetings, you will understand from where we speak. But it's fine. We hold nothing against people. This election, the presidential election, is a test for the national elections. And I also want to state clearly, and I'm going back to what we said earlier when you said
No,
contrary.
you don't have much.
Hold on,
no,
sir.
man.
ELBC is the station that is covering the country. what ELBC will do in this press union election, and this is just a caveat to you personally, what ELBC will
To
do
me
in this
personally?
election, in this common
Why
press
to me
union
personally?
election, is going to set ELBC up for what is going to happen in the national elections. So people are watching, partners are watching, and we expect every journalist to be professional,
Okay.
including you people who are running
Many
ELBC
thanks,
here.
many thanks,
Thank you.
madam. Many thanks.
Yeah, so thank you again, coming back home.